Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at the Royal Place on Route 88. Thanks for coming out. We just had a monsoon when I was coming from Bethel Park, since Dave Cable let us venture out to the Royal Place right here near 51. I couldn't see past the lights, Smoking Jim. I couldn't even see the Grove as I was passing it by. It was raining so hard. So thank you for everybody coming out. We did lose a couple guests. I won't mention their names, and Zach won the bet, but that's how things go in life. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. This is my co-host, Smoking Jim Frazier. We have our co-host from our live Tuesday night show, which is the most popular show in Munhall on YouTube. So we're trying to pump that up. Zach Brenner is here tonight. You'll see him later. And we always have some great conversation, but I first want to thank everybody who's liked our page. Smoking Jim, we hit the highest number. Jim J, we hit the highest number we've ever seen. 4,583 likes. So thank you. For anybody that's watched our show, you know my little spiel, but I'll give you the same thing that I say. I'm a little picky on the likes. You like us first, and I will like you back within reason. As everybody knows, Smoking Jim likes everything. Just tell him you have a page. He'll like it. Some of it I said, did you know what page you like? He goes, Talking Machine, what do you mean? They're nice. Everybody's nice. So that's what he does. Now, we're on Verizon 32 for people asking questions. Everybody in the greater Pittsburgh area, from Nemacolin up to Cranberry and Wexford and everywhere in between, including the city of Pittsburgh. You're on Verizon 32. Now, in Bethel Park, I was trying to get more residents there, but you would have to move there to watch it on 32 or come visit me. I'll be doing the show. You can't visit me while I'm not there. But it is on Verizon 32, and you can see we have a steady block of time every Tuesday through Saturday night, including this show will be on Wednesday, 7 o'clock to 8, and then we're on at other times. Even Monday morning, if you're around and not working, put on Verizon 32. Dave Cable's had a block of our shows at 11 o'clock every Monday morning. So Smoking Jim, put that on your 99-inch flat screen HD XYZ TV, and you can watch us too, in between writing all those columns. Now, we have a segment of What's on Our Mind, but I want to try to get this right. Skeets, you can see this close up here. Skeets Service Station. He's our sponsor of our What's on Your Mind segment, and we're going to do that right now. What's on your mind, Smoking Jim?
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green, you got to see
Easy, buddy, you're breaking these things.
Big hand for international master photographer Bill Boyce and his beautiful models in the house. I was always taught that tigers don't change their stripes. Well, Tiger Woods will never change his stripes. Tiger Woods recently, his girlfriend of 3 years, Leslie Vaughn, broke up with him because Tiger is cheating again. Listen, you don't be born round and die square. Tiger Woods was a cheater yesterday, he's a cheater today, he'll be a cheater tomorrow. I call Tiger Woods Scarface, not because his ex-wife scratched him in the face. I call him Scarface because every girl he meets, he wants to show her his little friend. Tiger Woods been with every pancake waitress between here and the Playboy Mansion. Tiger Woods ought to give up golf and take up 50 Shades of Grey. Hey, listen, I hear all the excuses. What if Tiger Woods had all his injuries? What if his wife never left him? What if he had his old golf coach? Listen, if Its and Butts was candy, cherry, and butts, he'd already have Jack Nicklaus's record. It's time to put a sign on Tiger Woods' golf game. Out of service, out of order, out of commission, out of business. I'm out of my mind for going out of my way to support him. And just like Tiger Woods' golf game, I'm out of here.
Thanks, Smoking Jim. I used to just have a bad left ear because we had to change. Now I got a bad right ear. This isn't fair. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. I have a couple promotions to do. We have a scholarship fund in Bethel Park and a grill, a stainless steel Weber grill. And you know it's summertime, even though I guess it's still April showers. But they're only $1 tickets. Wherever I go, I have them on me. If anybody would want to take a chance, it helps support the videographers that we have, the men and women who are all volunteers that help us with this great show. And we're trying to build up that fund. EV Hardware has donated it, and it's just an honor to have to do business with them because it's a great thing. And see Dave Cable, get your tickets. Like I said, I have them. They're only $1. I got a special 5 for $5. I mean, you don't find deals like that every day. You can get 5 for $5. Smoking Jim, I'll give you another 3 for $3 if you want. But this isn't what's on my mind. Since we're on public access TV in Bethel Park, they have a change of their farmers market from 3 to 7 p.m. It'll be at St. Thomas More. It's right near South Hills Village if you're looking on Fort Couch Road. They have a great location, a lot of great vendors. Smoking Jim, you could get enough stuff to stock that refrigerator for all the things that you won't cook.
Yay!
What's on my mind is watching the Pirates. I know they've almost played 40 games. They're frustrating me, as I was talking with Zach Brenner earlier today. But what's funny is I posted something to my best friend, my brother from another mother, because he said, do you know about Samson? And he didn't know Delilah, but you know, Samson in the Bible cut his hair and bad things happened. I said the end of the story was a good thing. He ended up killing all the Philistines, and you know, it all worked out in that chapter of the Bible. And I know you're a religious man and read that, so just trying to help you. Well, there's another book being written. It's called The Pirate 2015 Season. Andrew McCutcheon donated his hair for a charitable cause. To me, he's a winner no matter what he hits. So what if he hits below the Mendoza line? Little asterisk. That means a player, Mario Mendoza, couldn't hit his weight, or his weight was about 140, but he couldn't hit 200. So what if all the Pirates were under 200? McCutcheon in his last, how many games did I send you? In 10 games, he was hitting well over 300 plus, home runs, RBIs, and everything else. So what if he got shut out the other day? The Pirates won the game 3-0. 162 games. Let me explain to the Steelers scout here. 40 games is like about 4 games in a Steelers game. So you know you're not going to get rid of your best friend and player, Big Ben, if he only throws 3 touchdown passes in 4 games. Let's go Bucks. This is a complete change from whatever we've done in our show. So do you want me to pick one of the guests? Yeah. Urena, could you come up? Now, she doesn't always carry weapons unless she wins a competition. And if she doesn't win, she gets a sword. So welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Do you want to pronounce the proper way your name should be? Was I close?
You were pretty close. It's
But not-
Irene Felicia Mingrino.
Say that again.
Irene.
Irene.
Yes, if you can't roll the
I
R.
can't roll the R.
then you
I'm
can say
from
Irene.
Pittsburgh. Some of us even go Pittsburgh, so
Yeah.
I don't want that accent to come out.
If you can't roll the R, that's fine. You can say Irene.
Irene.
Yes.
I like that better. E without the
Irene.
roll. Thank you. Now that we discussed your name for the first 5 minutes, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, we met you at MMA, and you had a T-shirt. Smoking Jim really wasn't looking at what the name was on there. Can you tell him what the name of the company was that you represent?
It was Reaction Nutrition. I was there working a booth representing Reaction Nutrition and their supplements,
So
which I do.
She's a
highly
business
believe in.
person, and she's a bikini competition lady, right?
Yes, yes, I am.
I don't know how you would say that, but
I'm an MPC bikini competition bodybuilder, so
Great
I
stuff.
won 3rd place at my competition. Last
what are they
weekend.
doing giving out swords? let me hold
There
that
you go,
sword.
yeah, there you go. And it's blue. The handle's blue, my favorite color. Be careful,
it-
it's very sharp.
I know. Ow. I only lost 1 finger. Thanks.
Thank you. Whoa.
We better put this away. Children, do not do this at home. Okay? This is a family-friendly show. We want to keep you alive. Smoking Jim, you want to check this? We've never seen an award like this, ever. This is a first for Pittsburgh Sportsline. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I've always wanted a sword. I got one.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And I'd like to give these photos to Smoking Jim.
Yay!
Autograph photographs.
They will go in his
thank
shrine.
you
Hold
so
it, wait.
much.
The rule
Okay,
on this
here we
show
go.
is I get to hold them at least for 3 seconds.
There we go.
Thank you. They're all yours.
On the top of my trophy case.
He has a shrine, actually. We found out it's 3 rooms of his house.
Oh, wow. I'd like to see that.
Well, you can't because he has all his sweetie's photos, and you're always latest sweetie.
Okay.
So I don't want any trouble out in Monroeville.
Okay.
Because they've been having a bad streak lately.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not
But,
good.
yeah, we can't talk about that on air. But thanks for taking care of Smoking Jim.
Thank you. Yes.
Can we talk about the competition
Sure.
right now?
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
Actually, I just started last year. Last year was my first time doing it. It was in May or April. It was my first time. My first
competing?
show. For competing. I've always wanted to compete since I was young, and I never.
Now, you lift weights and work out, I assume?
Yes, I lift weights and I work out.
Well, look at the camera.
Well, I got a
enjoy
bone.
it.
I have to see if
pick.
they're honest. Some of them, I'm getting some feedback from trainers and stuff from MMA.
I got a bone to pick. Who was the promoters at this show?
Promoter was Gary Udit. He
And
was the
Gary's a
one-
friend of mine. Gary's a national guy. He does it all. He's in magazines. He's outstanding. Gary, you ought to be ashamed of yourself giving this nice young lady a sword and you lied about her age. She's 19 or 20. There's no way. Why did they put 35 and older over there? There's no way you're
Hold
over 20
it, Smoking
years
Jim.
old.
We're not going to have a debate. Could your husband bring up your children here, please?
Please,
No
yes,
way.
I would
Would
love
you like
that.
to be on our show?
Please, come up.
Come on, you guys.
Come on, guys.
Come see your
Mommy.
mother.
Come see Mommy. Come here. Come on.
Yeah.
You want to tell us their names? Joe, come on up. You can stand right next to your wife. We're a family-friendly show, and we want to prove it again. You're more than welcome.
Show 'em your
Get
muscles.
another photo here.
Is this the youngest looking couple you ever seen in your life?
The lights might have been in your eyes. I've actually seen 19 and 20-year-olds that are married and have kids.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Now they're 25, but that's okay. I respect that. Do you want to tell us their names?
This is my son Vincent, my daughter Ninita, and my husband Joseph.
Do you want to say hello? You can say
Say
hello
hi.
to anybody out there.
Say hi.
This will be
Say
forever.
hi, Lolo.
Can you say your name?
Tell them what your name is.
Tell them what your name
And
is.
how old you are.
4 years old.
Boy, that a boy.
You didn't set the record, but you're close. And your sister, you want to say hi?
Say hello.
Well, she's shy like I used to be. Joe, you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, where's hello? Hi.
All right, Mom got to do the rest of this interview, but thanks, guys, and watch that sword.
Sit at your chair.
Thanks for bringing them up. And they're
Thank you.
well-mannered children.
Thank
Whether
you.
you're 25 or 35, I'm not going to guess.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you. We'll keep it a secret. How about that?
It's too late with him.
Yeah.
He just let the cat out of the bag.
That's okay. I don't
He
mind.
didn't even realize it.
I don't mind. It's okay.
So you've only been doing this since last May.
Yes, that's correct. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but I've been held back because my own personal motherly and womanly insecurities, because after having children, you get stretch marks and you don't feel the same anymore. And I had emergency C-sections where I had to get cut open and I have a scar. So it really messes with your mind to compete in a bikini when you want to go out there and feel good and look good, but inside...
And look your best, too, and you're worried about the
Exactly,
scar.
yes. And finally, I overcame that. I was able to say, hey, you know what? I'm proud of my children. I'm proud of who I am, and I was able to let go, and I finally did it. I finally went on stage, and my last competition on Saturday, I actually didn't even try to cover up my scar. That was
No makeup or anything?
No makeup to cover it up, no nothing. I just went out there with my scar exposed, and I said, this is me. This is who I am.
And you got third place.
I got third place.
That's
Yes,
great.
I'm very happy.
It's better than not getting any place.
That's true. That's very
Right?
true. That's very
We look
true.
at the positive part. Now that
Yes.
you've been on Pittsburgh Sportsline, we have a lot of great karma. A lot of champions have come out of our show
That's
after they
wonderful.
fought and before they come to our show, too. So
That's
now you have
wonderful.
good karma coming your way. And what I wanted to ask is, how many hours a day do you work out?
I work out twice a day. I work out with my coach, Lynn Sambuco, Team Bella Body. She trains me, and I train in the mornings, I'll lift weights, I'll do a little bit of cardio, and then I'll do cardio at night as well. And if I have enough energy and an extra cup of coffee, I'll lift more weights. So I try to get it all in. This time around, I'm interested in competing again, maybe at the Richard Siegelman. He's the promoter.
Sure. When will this competition be?
It's June 20th. I'm taking it into consideration.
Isn't that pretty quick?
It is pretty quick. But it's about 4 weeks away, so I'm taking it into consideration and see how much I can lean out. I'm changing my routine up. Lynn Sambuco has me doing long distance runs. My husband has me doing some kickboxing training, as well as Don Caker and Ryan Rimzik from PTT, Personal Training Tactics. That's where I go Monday nights to train with kickboxing and Muay Thai. My husband especially really drags me into it and made me run these.
Why, does he compete?
No, he used to be he did the Golden Gloves Boxing Championship, so he's really into MMA and grappling and things of that nature, so
Sure.
He really gets me into it, and he really makes me feel like I'm going to throw up after my workout. So I guess that's a good thing. He says if I don't feel like I'm going to throw up, then my workout wasn't good enough. So I have those people
I have no
to
comment on that. I thought he was such a nice guy.
thank. He really is.
You know
he
what?
really is.
Please cut that part where he was out and I was giving him compliments. No, we understand that. When you're in competition, it's all about trying to win.
That's exactly
If you're
right.
just trying to stay in shape, you can be like me and just try to stay in shape.
Exactly right. I remember when I met you guys, that night everyone went out to eat and everybody had food on the table. They ordered dinner. They had delicious
Is
wings.
one of those people here?
Yes, one
We'll
of
have
those
her on
ladies
in a
are
minute.
here. She will be up soon. She had loaded fries and it smelled so good. But I was sitting there chugging my water saying, no, I got to do this and I'm going to do this. And
Well, they have
I
great
did
food
it.
here. They got some nice specials at
I
the Royal
smelled it.
Place.
I smelled it.
And the chef, I was talking to him earlier, he said, try the roast beef sandwich or the turkey.
I'm
It's just
into
great.
the wings. I
Well, the
smelled
wings are great,
somewhere.
too.
It was smothered in deliciousness.
You have to ask our other guests who he'll be nameless so far.
Okay,
till we
all
bring him
right.
on.
It'll be a surprise.
Okay? Maybe both of them. So where are you located at? Where do you live at?
I actually live in Bell Vernon, south of here.
Well,
so.
thanks for making the long trip down
Oh,
51.
definitely. It was pouring down, raining, but you know what? I was excited to come down here. So it was my pleasure.
Well,
it
I'm
really
glad.
was.
I'm glad that you made it. Now that you see we're a legitimate TV show.
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm
You said,
excited
what are
to be
these
here.
guys doing at MMA?
Excuse me?
You said, what are these guys doing at the MMA?
Oh, yeah. You know, I didn't even know who I was talking to when I
He's
first...
a legend.
When I first spoke to you guys, I had no idea, and I was just kicked back and laid back, and I told my husband who you guys were. He was like, honey, don't you know who those guys are? I was like, no, I don't. So he...
Will you bring Joe back up here?
Come on up here, honey. He enlightened me on the situation, so I was like,
How can they get a hold of you or contact you if they wanted to or be fans of yours?
Actually, I've been using the name as Fit to Rock Girl, so you can Google me, Fit to Rock Girl.
Tell him so he can do that quickly. He got an iPhone.
Yes, FIT, the number 2, ROCK,
That's too simple.
GURL.
Nice.
Fit to Rock Girl 2U. Yes.
2U.
That's right, Fit to Rock
Is it
Girl
just a
2U.
U or is
No,
it
it's
YIU?
a 2 and there's a U in it.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's,
why I said U.
Yes, Fit to Rock Girl 2U.
I figured it out.
Yes.
Well, any other way, or just have them go there and check out what you're doing and when you'll be competing?
You can Facebook me, Irene, it looks like Irene Beliso, Beliso, Mingrino, Mingrino. And, or you can maybe Google Hot Shots Photography. He's done a lot of my photographs. So
Tell him that one again, please.
Hot Shots Photography.
Thank you.
He's done a lot of my photographs, and I'm very pleased with his work.
You don't realize what you're saving me.
I-
No, because he'll go, hey, talking machine, did you get what she said on there? So that really helps me out.
Okay, all right.
And you've been a great guest with
Oh,
putting
thank
up
you
with
so
us.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you so
whatever
much. Thank
age
you.
you are, I usually don't ask women what
Thank
their
you.
age
I drink
is.
from the fountain of youth, and that's from Jesus. That's from Jesus.
All right,
Yes,
I love
that's
it.
right.
I love it.
All right, we're going to bring up our next guest, Smoking Jim. I would let you introduce her but I posted a photo that there were 2 Amandas that Sean Eisler put up there. And this one, her name is, no disrespect, it's Amanda Dawn Lang.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Amanda?
Nice to see you again.
Yes, it is.
Jim.
Oh, thank
nice
you.
to see you.
Thanks for coming to our show. I'll have to shut up and we can get a photo. Just smile at Bill. I think that got that out of the way.
Hopefully it was a good one.
They're all good. He has never taken a bad photo except one time with me while I was talking.
Sure,
I'm
it was
serious.
still good.
Some say that, but he didn't. Now, thanks for coming out to the show. We did meet you at the Pinnacle Fights
You did.
in
And
MMA, and she thought we were just silly guys. So she told me before the show, usually I try not to talk to everybody before the show because I don't want it to seem scripted. Smoking Jim, throw that sheet away. Those were my questions. So she's an unusual guest, Smoking Jim, because she actually watched a few clips of our show. So
I
she would
did.
know how you were.
I did my research a little bit.
All right, well, we already know your name. Now, what were you doing at the MMA fights?
Well, I was ring girling.
Besides causing trouble with the other ring card girls. You had too
Well-
much fun, I saw.
Oh, we had a lot of fun. And honestly, those group of girls are one of the funnest group of girls that you will see. So we always say, they asked us if we want to do them again, and we were like, only if
As a
all.
package.
Yeah, I was like, we're a package deal, so take us or leave us.
How's the next Pinnacle Fights look then? You'll be
Oh, hopefully, yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good.
Well,
Maybe
that-
some new outfits. You never know. Might
Okay.
change it up.
there? Yeah, and you're breaking his heart because he wanted a photo.
Oh,
Definitely. So you have
from
to
the
make.
fights.
No, just of you.
Oh,
So you have to make sure that Bill Boyce at least gets one photo with you.
we'll get one.
And maybe I'll be blessed we'll get another photo.
Of course,
Because
of
it's all about
course.
Pittsburgh Sportsline, except with my friend who I keep busting his chops about. I'm not seeing that. But he got to reset his settings on his phone because we appreciate it. And how did you get started in this?
Well, honestly, one of my good guy friends, his name's Shane Shinaki. He was a MMA fighter, still is, but he actually seen a post calling for ring girls. It was a ring girl contest, so they were going to pick the top 4, tagged my name in it, and then after that, went on from there. We did a photo shoot and ended up being one of the top 4.
Great.
So, yeah.
Congratulations twice.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
awesome. And
So that's how
how
it
long ago
started.
was that?
Probably
Last
about-
year?
No, honestly, probably like a month and a half ago, 2
No
months.
way.
Yeah, it was pretty
Wow.
quick. It all kind of came up quick.
So this wasn't one of your dreams? It's just like
Well,
sort of a whim.
Well, I always did want to do ring card girling because I like that. I love.
Well, that's what I was trying to
I was
pull
gonna
out
say,
there.
I love MMA.
Okay.
It is so fun,
Well, I
the
saw
whole-
you ladies, I was looking over that you're rooting for fighters and you're saying, what are you doing? They're doing all this stuff, and I go, I've never seen a group of ring card girls cheering and telling what they should do in the cage. It was just,
uppercuts, knees.
that's why
oh,
I said
yeah.
you guys have to be guests. We're looking for the other Amanda, too.
I know, Tooch.
'Cause, yeah, Tooch
girl
was invited,
Tooch.
too. She's a little rough because she was yelling at us a couple times around the
She
cage.
gets pretty wild. Where her son does wrestling and grappling and all that stuff. So she's actually been to a couple fights.
Yeah.
So she was really into it. She was actually telling me a little bit about it. So as she's telling me, we're all staring at the guys while they're fighting, and at the same time she's whispering in my ear, and I'm sitting there and I'm like screaming. We're all screaming our
I knew
hearts
something
out.
was going on. You were telling them you got to stand up
I know.
on that ground game. Stand up. They're yelling,
We
stand
were.
up.
At one point, oh my goodness gracious, the bloody one. I'll tell you
Dan
what.
Kakuta and
Yes.
Jesse Murray. I
At one
think.
point, they got really close to us, and you know what? We didn't even mind, but got a nice crack in there, and all of a sudden the blood just started going everywhere. It got all it
Did you
splattered
get splashed?
Yeah, we got splashed, but you know what? We sat there. We took it like champs. We took it
Well,
like champs.
for some reason that seems to happen to me at boxing. We were at boxing Saturday night, Mayhem at the Meadows, and I go, Smoking Jim, did you get hit with that? He goes, no, I think it hit all you. Blood and sweat.
It got all you and missed him.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm wearing a white Pittsburgh Sportsline logo shirt.
Well, now you know not to wear white.
Well-
You can't wear white there.
You know what? That's why I'm a man. I didn't know about that. I thought I could wear white after it's spring. In the winter, I don't wear the white, so I'm confused.
You gotta be careful.
Okay.
You know what? I seen one of the commentaries. They actually they were ready for it.
Were they?
They had dark shirt on. They had the glasses. They had the hat with the brim on it. They were ready. They knew it was coming.
Well, that's how he was prepared. He actually wore a tie. It was colorful, so if blood splattered, you couldn't see it. There was some red. So it was quite unusual. And that's our fashion statement of the night.
I'll tell you what, he is always very fashionable. Every time I see him, you're always matching.
Oh, thank
Got the
you.
leather back, everything.
You just make my day.
I won't tell you it's the same hat. Except he did. I did sneak a Pittsburgh Sportsline hat in there. Somehow he's about Pittsburgh. Yeah. Right when I thought I had him promoting Pittsburgh Sportsline. And me, I just try to get by. I'm doing the best I can.
You look good too. You got the polo on.
Yeah,
Yellow
thank
for
you.
Pittsburgh.
Spray tan.
Hey, we
that's
can't,
all
we're not-
natural.
We can't talk about tans right now. I'm too
I
pale for
can't.
this.
You sip a little green tea, do some yard work, and
just
somehow,
relax?
yeah, and you mellow out and you get some sun. And D3 is the way to go. You have to check out my other show, Healthier,
will.
Happier You.
I love that shit.
With a
You know
U
what?
at the end.
I'll have to
and
see
we
it.
we just talked about sunscreens. So what you take natural ones that aren't all poisonous with all the bad stuff in them. And
a
even
lot of
makeup.
stuff.
If you wear makeup, like Smoking Jim does a little bit, so he tries to tone down, his look.
So that's how you get that even complexion.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Right, and he had electrolysis for all his hair.
Whatever that means.
Well, we'll talk later after the show. I try to educate my brother from another mother, but somehow he fell off the grid. We've already covered enough. How do they get a hold of you on Facebook or social media if you want them to? If not, don't
please.
contact her, be a crazy when you see her. Except when Sean Eisler's sending all those photos out.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I love seeing all the photos, especially the unexpected ones, because they are pretty funny.
Yeah,
there's
they are.
one, I was going to say, there's one of me, Tooch, and Laura, and you can't see Holly, but she's on the right of us. And we're sitting there, and Sean posted a picture up, and it was like, caption this.
Yeah, I saw him put that out.
So
He
Laura-
gets a little silly.
So Laura looks like she's eating like a chicken wing or something like that. Literally, if you were to look at the photo, it's hilarious. She's like this, and then I'm over there and I'm looking at her, Holly, and I'm going like this, like, what are you doing? You're on a diet or something. And our other girl, Tooch,
Yeah.
the one that you were talking about earlier.
She had to make adjustments.
Oh, she did. She.
You gotta watch, 'cause I'm quick.
I know. I've seen that. But, we always help each other out, though. It's like we got
We don't
each
want to
other's
go.
backs.
It's a family show. They had some clothing problems at times, so that's what they're talking about.
To say the least.
Definitely.
It was a good time.
So can they get a hold of you
Yes,
anywhere now that we
yes.
went on another story? I can't wait. We got guys that tell stories next. Wait till that happens.
I can't wait.
Okay.
But on Facebook, my name's Amanda Dawn Lang. It's
Tell him again, please.
Amanda Dawn Lang. But
Spell.
it's DAWN. All right, not DON. It's DAWN, like the dawn of the sun. Very pretty.
I like that.
I know.
Nice.
But so that's my Facebook.
And you need more sun.
I do. If anyone can help me out there, please help a girl
What?
out. I'm a little pasty.
Let me tell you how it works. Start out with like 10 or 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Just do that and then build up gradually, okay? And that's how you do it naturally. If you're not like Smoking Jim,
I know.
he's truly blessed.
Both
He doesn't
of
see
you.
it.
Both of you
Yeah,
are
well, I work at
tan.
mine. I'm usually pale in the winter, but thanks. Enough of that. Any other place, Twitter or anything? Or?
I have an Instagram. It's
Okay.
Amanda Lang 22. So you're more than welcome
My
to get a hold of me
favorite
there.
number.
It's one of my favorite.
You
Can't
know
go
why?
wrong with a double 22.
Supposedly, we're doing research.
Okay.
He played football.
Okay.
And we haven't found out his number. He says it's 22. I went to the Buffalo Wild Wings out in
nice.
Monroeville, and they had like 38 or something there, and it was from Gateway. And
Was
I
it
thought
his jersey?
No, because I said your jersey should be there. You're famous. So it's not there.
You better take that up with them. Take your
sure
jersey over, have them posted on the wall.
Amanda, thanks.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. It was a pleasure having you on the
it's
show.
a pleasure to me too. Thank you guys.
See you at the next MMA. I know your
will.
team will be there.
Oh yeah, we come as a team.
Yes.
Thank you again, guys.
Great
Thank
job.
you. Tell them your name and where you traveled from to get here.
Rich Miller in Paula, PA. so it's 45 minutes.
That's a nice journey without rain.
Yeah.
Here, we'll look at the camera. I'll shut up here. Thanks, Bill. That's our official photo
I got
for
you.
Pittsburgh Sportsline. You know,
Nice.
it might be on Facebook a few times.
Want to let you guys know I voted for Amanda for ring girl.
Did you?
Yeah, she got my vote.
All right. Now, I know you're a matchmaker, so we're not going to talk ring card girls. We're going right to MMA.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
It's about 3 years now.
Okay.
I got my start with Robert Joseph.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gladiators of the Cage.
Yes.
Friends of ours.
Yes.
We're just happy to be involved with MMA and promoting that there are a lot of good guys, a family man like you.
Right.
What do you have, 4 kids?
3. I have 2 daughters and a son.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I always see another child hanging around with you.
That might have been Chip Snyder's boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Definitely. And that's how I met you. You want to say hi to your wife and kids right now? Because
Okay.
they can watch this.
Yes. Hi, Naomi, Philip, Eliza. Hi, guys.
We got to get the family stuff out of the way.
Right.
So 3 years you've been doing matchmaking.
Yes.
What got you into it?
Actually, I've always been involved in martial arts. Started Taekwondo when I was 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I have a black belt in Taekwondo.
That's great.
Studied under Dale Scott. Also
Okay.
studied under Philip Amaris, who is Don Mazzata's martial arts teacher.
Right.
Yeah, so I've been involved a long time in martial arts. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
why we're glad we're doing an interview
Yes.
with you finally.
So, I mean,
I've asked
martial-
you before, and you said you would come to do it. I
Yeah.
said when the time's right.
Yeah, I mean, martial arts is it's forever. It's just part of you, and it's who you are, and it's
And you work out continuously?
I don't work out continuously. I do go to the Mat Factory. I do mitts with some of Isaac Greeley's guys. So when I get there,
That's a nice little segue. Okay, bring him up. No, he's not coming up right now. Isaac Greeley's in the house. We've been
Yes.
negotiating for a year to get him here. So, and that rhymes, so we'll get him up in a
Yeah.
bit.
But, yeah.
we need to talk about you. So you do work out once in a while, like you said?
Yes.
Since 10 years old.
yeah. My sister.
And now you're only 30, so that's not too bad.
40, brother.
No way.
Way.
Wow.
Just turned this year.
Whoa.
So, but yeah, I started in martial arts when I was 10. My sister took dance at a community center, and they had Taekwondo upstairs. And they
I
sit
thought
on-
you were going to say you did dance like Lynn Swan.
I maybe did.
Nah.
But yeah,
You wanted to dance on people's heads. I see that about you. Where'd you grow up at?
on Apollo, Vandergrift, basically, same area.
So the same neighborhood.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just started there, and got my black belt when I was 14.
That's
and
great.
I taught a lot of schools. I did community service at my church. I had 100 students.
Really?
Yeah, it was
That's
all free,
fantastic.
all by donation. Yeah,
Sure.
so it was a nice outreach to the community. It gave the kids some place to come 2 or 3 days a week. And
Keeps them out of trouble,
Correct.
gets them in shape. If they are confronted, they can protect themselves.
Correct.
Yeah, this,
So
is
it was
all,
just-
this is good stuff. and
Just a
that's why
good
we
place
like
for the kids to
promote.
go, and I mean, it really was an outreach for my church, and it really brought in a lot of new members to the church. So it was a nice outreach in the neighborhood.
No, that's fantastic. Rarely do you hear violence, sports, and churches brought together. So
We unified it.
no, that's a nice thing to hear because we are trying to promote this, you know, in a nice way too.
Yes.
Stay out of trouble. Go
Right.
to school, go to church,
it.
synagogue, wherever you go, and don't listen to Smoking Jim and his little thing that he talks about. We're not even bringing it up, buddy. He's doing a lot of great out there, just that stuff there.
trying.
Now you're with Pinnacle.
Yes. Yes.
And how long have you been with them?
This was my first card with Pinnacle, working with Matt LaShock and Dave Click and Joe Demore.
Right.
Great bunch of guys. Everything went off really well with them.
Well, I don't want to pump you up too much, but I do have to give a little disclaimer. It was one of the best MMA fight cards that I've seen. Only one decision by the judges.
Yes.
So, and it was just nonstop
Yeah.
action there. So,
And the great thing with them guys, I mean, they're really already deeply embedded in the MMA community. So hopefully what I could bring to Pinnacle really helped with their show, and I hope to keep it growing that way. We sat down, had a lot of good communications, put all the fighters out on the table, made a lot of good matchups. You know, hopefully the crowd got what they deserved that night.
oh, there's no doubt. Nobody was disappointed except anybody that lost.
No. Yeah,
And
I
that
think they're
happens.
even winners because when the cage closes behind you, you've already achieved something a lot of people will never do.
I don't know. Murray and Dan Kakuta. Murray was so upset, you could see his brain.
Right, but I
So,
mean,
that's not a good thing.
No, and I mean, that's really not going to hold anything on Murray's record, though. I mean, that was a doctor stoppage, so for him.
Yeah, but all these guys that fight think they can do better and should never be stopped.
Right. I
Whether
mean,
they
that's,
win, lose, or draw. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is. If you weren't that way,
Right.
you wouldn't become a better athlete.
and that's
or a better
competitive
fighter.
nature. That shows his
Right.
real drive to succeed in MMA.
Right, and it's not worth being brain damaged
No.
or blind
No.
or both.
Absolutely.
So I give the doctor credit and going by what he knew and saw.
Absolutely.
And they'll live to fight another day. Dan's one of the toughest guys that I know, been a multiple guest on our show.
Yes.
He said he'll take that fight anytime, anywhere with young Jesse there, right?
I'm sure, and yeah, I mean, there it was. I mean, Dan even admitted. I mean, I
He
think
was beat.
Jesse was a little bit more than I think he intended Jesse to be that night. I mean, I don't think he was quite prepared for what Murray was going to bring, and
Right.
Murray came to win.
As they all should.
They
right?
should.
And
That's
they're
it.
both in shape, which was great.
Right.
The fighters that you brought to the fights were all in shape, which we always see a little bit of it, that some of them aren't. Some
Right.
get winded
Right.
by
And
the second round.
Right, and the nicest thing about this card was that we managed to unify like a lot of the local MMA guys from both sides. We had Fight Club Pittsburgh, we had Mat Factory guys.
Right.
We had a lot of just local guys. So
Well, I
it's kinda-
think with some of the changes with Pinnacle, you're going to see more of it.
Correct,
Not
correct.
that I'm Nostradamus or anything, but 1 and 1 always equals 2 in my book.
Correct.
And I could see some of this happening. And I wanted to at least have you give a shout out with Dom and his fight.
Oh,
'cause
definitely.
That was an exceptional fight also.
I'll tell you what, all them fights that night really went off well. I mean, a lot of fighters showed up. Everybody was there to win. And, I mean, Dom Mazzata, he stepped up, fought Tim Goodwin. I
Yeah.
mean, Tim Goodwin's a decorated guy. Mark Cherico fought Darby Hafferty.
Right.
And Darby's the number 5 bantamweight in Indiana, so he's no slouch either. So, I mean,
You could mention everybody that fought. I wasn't trying to single
No, but
anybody out, but I
I'm-
wanted to go there with that.
yeah, that's it too, and I'm just rolling with it. I mean,
Okay.
there was a lot of
Yeah,
of
you
good
don't
fights
have
that-
to stop. If you mention more names, you
Yeah.
can drop them here. It's no
yeah,
problem.
those guys are
Some
all
have been guests.
all established guys. So I mean, there was a fight card that nobody was an easy fight that night. Everybody's going to have to earn their victory.
And they did.
They did. They fought hard.
In the cage.
Yes.
And how do they get a hold of you?
You
If somebody
can
wanted to, or
Catch me by phone. You can catch me on Facebook.
you want to give your phone number? Because we don't mind putting it out. Just don't get crazy with them. Just say you have somebody that wants to be in.
Yeah, I'll give it
MMA
out.
fighter.
You can reach me at 724-419-6303.
And I'm going deaf in both ears because of smoking Jim. So give that again.
You can get me on Instagram also at Matchmaking MMA. And you can get me on Twitter at BMF0318.
Wow, you remember all those numbers.
Not too, man.
I like your style. Rich, it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, sir.
Great job, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
Have a safe trip home.
You too.
So you can do a brother handshake.
That's right.
Guys from Apollo can do the brother handshake, my man.
Now, I've been trying to get this gentleman to come out for a long time. We've talked numerous times, and he said, I'll make it to your show. He's a fan of our show. So let's bring Isaac Greeley up right now.
What's happening, champ? All right.
Here, we'll just shake regularly. I don't want to hurt my elbow.
Handshakes there. That was
I
good.
think my elbow hurt. Isaac, introduce yourself and
My name is Isaac Greeley, one of the owners of the Mat Factory in Lower Borough, Pennsylvania, and that's about it.
you made it here.
I finally made it here.
And in a
Rich-
rainstorm. Let's
Yeah.
smile for Bill because he's waiting for me to stop talking. This is live TV, like Bill.
Bill works hard. I've been watching him all night.
He's even an international space station photographer, I found out.
Wow.
He takes photos everywhere. At least I think so. The Smoking Jim says it's so loud, I never hear it just international. I hear it like space. So he's a great guy. We got photos. You'll see this everywhere on Facebook.
Cool.
So we'll give you a little promo. Now, how long have you been doing this? With MMA or?
Well, I started wrestling when I was a kid. I'm not from around here. I'm from upstate Pennsylvania in the mountains.
Tell us where.
Potter County. Potter County,
Any bear
Pennsylvania.
there?
Yeah, I was just home. I was just home hunting, and we had bear scat.
Well, here's how I know. I had friends of mine when I owned horses at the Meadows, and they'd bring home a little bear, a couple 100 pounds. They go, you got to go to Potter County.
Oh, yeah. We
So
got
now that I
real
know
bears.
somebody else from Potter County, I had to
Real
say
bears.
that.
Yeah, so moved down here about maybe 12, 13 years ago, and just started wrestling. 'Cause I was a wrestler, wrestled at college at UPJ, and then one of my good friends, Chris Como, was coaching at Burrell High School. I started coaching with him there. We ended up ripping off about, I don't know, we've been 9 in a row WPL championships now for AA. So we had a good run there. We're still both assistant coaches now.
That's great.
One of our old wrestlers took over the program. We help them out. So
Now, what would happen if you would wrestle against, say, Franklin Regional? They're pretty tough.
Franklin
too.
Regional
Bigger
right now is the
category.
head of the. It's the
Okay.
top of the food chain. You know, we our wrestling club, the Mat Factory. We get a lot of the Franklin Regional kids up to work out with us there. We get kids from all over, Katanning, Burrow, Kiski.
No, you have a great
all over.
reputation since we've been around MMA the last few years. That's all we hear.
Yeah,
We hear
well-
about you guys.
Well, we know we try.
And
to
I
do
wanted to
things
hear
right.
your wrestling. He always has to bring something up that if somebody's a champion, there's always somebody better, except for where
That's
he come
true.
from, and they suck right now where he's from.
Where's that?
Gateway.
Football
Our
powerhouse.
football's pretty good. It's-
But not.
All right, my man.
Hold it.
My
Watch
man.
it.
This is not a love fest about Gateway. The last couple years haven't been that good.
Yeah. The last decade have been pretty powerful, though.
Well, until the last couple.
We got to have him back
Yeah.
every week.
He can come back, but I don't think he's going to travel just to talk about Gateway. Dave Cable, please cut this segment on Gateway. He disrespects every other community, and I'm all about respect. So we'll have that battle forever, but no problem there. No, that's great to hear about the wrestling.
Yeah,
You know, and
basically.
you're working with young people and
Yeah,
stuff.
young
So
kids. We have youth kids all the way up through
how old do you start?
4 or 5 year olds on Sunday. You know, Rich even brings his son down to work out with our guys, and we have a great youth coaches. Work with really good youth coaches that work with our kids, and all the way up through college kids. Got some of the top college talent in the area come in and work out with us.
Well,
especially
usually
this summer.
I save a shameless promotion till the end, but I'm going to do it in the middle here.
Okay.
Because the stuff you're doing, in spite of what he says and everything else, is just some of the greatest stuff you can do, helping the youth today when they need help. And tell them how to get a hold of you.
Basically, just like our Facebook page is the easiest way. You can follow us on Twitter too, Mat Factory. We put stuff up all the time about our youth programs.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, we do. MatFactory.net. www.matfactory.net.
Because some people, they aren't .com, so I wanted to at
we're
least put
.net.
that out.
Yep. And, we started it, definitely we tried to make it, about the kids and about, we were talking earlier about being good karma and kind of blossom into one thing. And then I started with Dom Mazada back about 6 years ago. He worked with our jiu-jitsu coach. He started coming into class with Eddie Vincent, and he told me that he wanted to fight. And I told him, I said, you never wrestled before. That's a big part of this. He had some experience training with the Master Maris, Philip Maris, and we started teaching him some wrestling. Within 2 months, I know Eddie's like, we need to wait. And I'm like, no, the kid's tough. I want to get him in the ring. I
Isn't
wanna see
that
what he's
rare?
doing. Very rare. He picked it. He's the kind of kid that just, I taught him something. He was ready for the next thing. He paid attention, and
He was that focused.
yeah, he picked stuff up. I've been around teaching the sport a long time.
Sure,
wrestling,
it seems
so
like it.
he
You're
was
not
picking
that
it.
old, but it sounds like over
Yeah.
20 years.
39, so yeah, I'm
Whoa.
here behind Rich.
Wow.
Wow.
But I just saw that in Dom, and that kind of everything went from there. We started going out to the NAAFS. I remember out in Ohio, seeing Rich out there with Robert Joseph, and they were telling me, hey, we're going to start a promotion back in Pittsburgh. You won't have to drive all the way out here to fight.
Nice.
So we're like, bring it. We're now 2.5-hour drives. We're getting old, so by that
You're
time.
not that old, believe me.
But yeah,
Don't worry about that.
It's nice to be able to come have promotions now, like Pinnacle, Gladiators at the Cage, local shows that put their shows on. Believe me, it's
Sure.
good. It's good on my marriage. It's good on everything that I can say. Hey, I'm gonna leave about 5 o'clock. I'll be back at 11. Instead of saying,
Well,
I'm gonna
thanks for
leave.
coming out tonight
Yeah, I was
and not
tonight.
teaching anything,
haven't
especially
told
not
you quite
teaching
yet.
Smoking Jim anything, even though we enjoy your fighters.
Yeah.
I enjoy the style and the class you have. I hear so much about the Mat Factory. That's why I said I have to have you on.
I appreciate that.
And thanks for being a fan of our show and watching.
Yeah, watch your guys' show. I had seen like Chris Dempsey on before, and Dom, and a few other guys.
Sure.
Melissa Gastic, I think it's been on. So it's really good.
And he had some things to say about Ambridge and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dempsey proved them wrong and even won a UFC fight.
Yep.
Which, shout out to Chris Dempsey. Good karma, Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Yep.
So what if he had to take a fight where the guy really outweighed him by
Yeah.
about 40 pounds?
About 35, I think, in the
Well,
fight night. That kid was a big
I got to embellish a little bit.
That's
Give me-
close. Yeah, you're close.
no doubt. Now, you're a storyteller.
Yes,
We
I've been
only
told
let
that.
you tell a couple short ones. Do you have any favorite stories that you'd like to tell now?
I mean, one
that are clean,
talking about Chris,
family
we're talking
oriented.
we'll talk about Chris. Chris is kind of the guy that he's in the gym all the time training.
A gym rat.
Yeah, gym rat, but he's not he's not like what you'd call a UFC fan, so to speak. He doesn't really know. He knows a little bit about like some of the fighters and stuff, which is kind of ironic because that's what we're kind of engulfed in it. My wife knows more probably than Chris does about the fighters, but. We were in Ireland.
We'll have to have another show on how you met to talk about UFC fighters.
Yeah.
I want to find that out, but let's hear this story.
We were in Ireland for the weigh-in, and we're just sitting there. Chris looks over and goes, "Oh my gosh, can't believe it. Joe Rogan is here." And I'm like, "Where?" I'm looking around. Can't find him. I'm like, "You mean Dana White? The guy right there?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, they look the same." I'm like, "Oh, my gosh, that's your boss, Chris. You got to know what Dana White looks like. That's kind of important."
Next time, have a photo
Like,
as well.
Yeah. So I kind of told him, like, that's Dana White. Joe, they do look alike, but there's a little bit of difference there. So I thought that was funny. I still pick on Chris about that one a lot.
Well, now this will be saved forever.
Yeah. Now I guess everybody knows. But
So-
now he knows. Now we've been Dom, when we go to fights now, we give him like cards with people's face and name, like, this is Frankie Edgar, so you know what he looks like when you see him. So
Now you know what we
have a lot of
deal
fun
with
with
here. He wants to know your name. Can you tell Smoking Jim your name?
Isaac Greeley.
Well,
Okay,
I
thank
know,
you.
but one question: when
I don't know that. You surprise me after every show.
When you were in college, did you ever get a chance to meet Carlton Hasselred?
Yeah. I have some great stories about Carlton.
Tell us one short one.
Carlton used to come into our wrestling room. He was a few years older than I was, but he came back. He was still playing football a little bit, and in the summers before training camps, he'd come in and wrestle with us at the end of the year. We'd wrestle with him, and he liked to wrestle with the little guys. I was a 134-pound wrestler in college, so I'd wrestle with him, and he'd like, "I want to wrestle with you little guys. You're fast. I want to get my footwork up." So I remember wrestling him, but I remember him hitting me one time with his hand so hard, my face smacked on the mat, and I got a bloody nose. I got up, and he just was like, "Yeah, okay, let's keep going." I'm like, "Carlton, got to back off a little bit." Weigh 140 pounds, but no, he was great. He used to come to our practices, run. He's very instrumental in Chris Dempsey's career, actually. Got him started in the sport. Very motivational guy. I just saw him at our Hall of Fame induction for our coach up in UPJ, and he's a class act. He does a lot for the community.
And
so.
that Johnstown, that's a dump, ain't it?
Yeah.
No, we don't talk.
Parts of it are, but
we may be.
we were in
Johnstown.
UPJ's
Come
in
on.
Richland, which is a really nice area,
Smoking
actually.
Jim.
So, it's
How
my
can
alma
he-
mater, so
How can he
from where
be
I came
such
from,
a
I gotta
nice
step
guy?
up.
How is this guy so nice to
A
everybody?
lot of athletes come out of there, I will say that.
They tell me he's one of the best guys, and look what he just said about the whole city of Johnstown.
He's braver than I am. I don't think I'd say that.
Well, he doesn't think anybody listens. This popularity's growing, buddy. You're not going to be
let's hope
allowed
the show
there.
doesn't
You
branch
can't
out
go
to
to
Johnstown.
Clareton. You can't go to Penn
I'm not
Hills.
going to go to Georgetown when it rains, that's for sure.
Smoking Jim. Obviously, you didn't read about it. That happened a long time ago. It was billionaires from Pittsburgh that sort of messed that up. They knew about that it could break any time, buddy. But I'll teach you and show you that book.
I'm going to bring you up and introduce you to Carlton. That'll be good.
They are friends. He's already friends.
Yeah,
Tell him
that's
Smoking
good.
Jim said hello.
I'll tell him that.
Definitely. And then when he says, "I want to go wrestle him,"
Yeah, you can wrestle him next time.
definitely. And do you have another story? We got time for another story. I'm having you dig deep, unless it's a hunting story.
I have I have so many stories.
No fish stories.
Well,
'Cause I know it was that big.
Where I grew up, we didn't have. I get picked on a lot. They usually say everything I say, you got to double it. But the reason behind that is where I grew up. We didn't really have TV too much or anything. Actually, my house where I grew up had an outhouse when I moved into it.
Wow.
So that's kind of where I grew up. But
I'm glad I asked this question.
I kind of. Where I kind of like, we didn't have a lot, so what we did have, we kind of embellished it. We kind of told stories. When I go fishing, I got the big fish and all that.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it
so-
this big?
At least.
I mean, it was that big.
I don't think I double things exactly, but about maybe 1.5 for sure.
I already like your style. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah.
Whenever you have the time, whenever you're allowed out of the house in between MMA fights.
Anytime Rich wants to drive down with me, I'm game. I'll come
Is
down.
that your chauffeur?
Yeah, I drove him back.
Thanks, Rich. Isaac, thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
having me.
it.
Great show.
Great job.
show.
Great
Thanks.
job.
It is Z time. You give me your best. All
I
right.
always shot at Hurt Smoking Jim's hand.
Cocoa butter.
I know, it just like glides right off, man. So oily and greasy.
All right. Smile for a photo, for crying out loud.
Like that? Fist and the pointer.
I like that. You stole my pointer. I don't see Pittsburgh Sportsline on that. Ah, that's all right.
Not tonight, sorry.
Okay, we always have gear everywhere.
I'll be back tomorrow night on the Tuesday night show. You know, the most popular and Munhall Smoking Jim.
It is. I found out there's 4 people watching in Munhall because every week when I delay it, there's 4. So I'm noticing a pattern. But anyhow, this is Zach Brenner. He's our co-host on Tuesday. We do a live show. We've been doing that since October 11th, 2011. He was a late addition. He muscled people out of the way. It took a little while, but at 282 pounds during the winter, he was able to compete and get them out of the way. So with no further ado, Skeet's Service Station does sponsor What's on Your Mind, so this is a delayed sponsorship by Skeet's Service Station. Zach Brenner, what's on your mind?
Well, obviously, you know, I'm not going to go too far back, Smoking Jim Frazier, in the time machine. I'm going to beat you to the punch for tomorrow's going back. But let's take it back to the Meadows on Saturday night.
Way back.
Way back. The rain held off. It seems like just when lightning rod came in, it kind of let up a little bit. But
there was some drizzle.
I was too infixed in the battle to really hear the call, so I can only imagine what Smoking Jim's going to be like whenever Rod's opponent goes down in the 6th round.
There was no blood. There was no blood.
I thought I saw blood, Levine.
Well, both of you.
I saw him in the back in the ambulance. I thought I saw blood.
Nah, there was no blood. It was.
He was hooked up to machines and all kinds of
He
stuff.
had to be. He was
in
dehydrated.
trouble. He was in peril.
That's what happens when you get dehydrated and hit so many times.
That
And
many
he
shots
had-
to the body.
I'll tell you. I'll steal Smoking Jim's line. I'll tell you what. He had an iron jaw. That kid took more punches, and he was so unorthodox. He was throwing punches from outer space, wherever it come from. And he was a game fighter, and Rod did one heck of a fight, taking him out like he did. He ended up knocking him down. He was puking, and it smelled like vomit. Smoking Jim thought it was pure blood, but it was quite a different color. I know we're a family show, but I always have facts. They have a lot of fiction. And I always say, don't let those facts get in the way of your opinion. So you guys can hold that
Wouldn't you
opinion.
two gentlemen agree, though, that the fight should have probably been stopped in the 3rd round? I believe in the 3rd round, the kid really wasn't fighting back, and Rob was really unleashing on him. And how he got out of that round is beyond me.
Well, here's why there's a little discrepancy. We were there and we were watching it. He was actually doing a standing rope-a-dope half of the time. And when he was on the rope, because he come back and threw some punches at Rod that were actually powerful. He wasn't out of power. He was throwing punches. So I could understand why, the referee continued the fight, because it was like he was playing possum, but he was getting pummeled. Nobody would want to take fights, punches like that. He was getting crushed.
I didn't get to see the Hitman Himes fight. Did you? He got robbed, Smoking Jim Frazier.
Yeah, he won that fight.
Yeah, he won 3 rounds, and however they scored it with that knockdown. You never know when you get knocked down in a fight. And I don't know how legit the knockdown was, but he did get hit with a punch.
Well, I know how I am with my fighters, and my advice to Rod as soon as I saw Rod was that the canvas isn't down really good, Smoking Jim. It's not real tight, and it's going to be wet, When I saw the amount of rain that I was driving through to get to the Meadows, and I just told Rod, I said, hey, it's going to be a little slick in the middle, and it's not real tight. So, just take those things into consideration. But when you're 130 pounds and you move like lightning in a bottle, I don't have to say much to the kid, really. And the one time I did say something to him, I almost got kicked out of the Meadows by some...
you chart Rambo. My man Rambo, I've
Rambo.
known for 30-plus years. He saw some big dude.
Oh, you knew him?
Yeah, he come run. I told you. He come running up to the ring to say something. He escorted him right out. Not without a fight. Zach was ready to attack, but Zach had some class because he knows what it's like to be security. It's funny when you're in the other shoes and wearing the other hat how you have to act. So sometimes you have to be civil. It's been a tough process, with getting some of these sharp edges off of my man, but he actually was 90% well behaved.
But what was my advice, Smoking Jim? You were too.
Go to the body.
Go to the body.
And that's what he did the next round.
Well, that goes without saying.
And the guy ended up spitting up blood.
He was hitting him.
Hey, whether it was in the ring or it was back in the ambulance, I saw, there will be blood. I saw blood.
What we're going to look for is an ophthalmologist, and you guys can look that up in your Funkin' Wagnalls to figure out what an ophthalmologist is, and he can check your eyes.
Now another fight that I didn't get to see was Rayco War Sanders and Carpensi. I heard Carpensi hurt his hand.
He broke his
early
hand.
in the fight.
Second round.
Was it noticeable that when it happened?
No, it looked like he broke it the last round to me, but he said second.
It looked like he broke it early because I don't know why he wasn't using his left hand. And he said he was left-handed. He was using his right most of the time and never following up, and he never told me about what I should look for. So I noticed that he was only using one hand to punch, and the other one they kept saying in his corner, just touch him.
Well, I'll give you a little behind the scenes, Smoking Jim. Your buddy Rayco almost went 0-2 on that night because on our way to the ring, for some reason he decided to bump into Stephen Upshur Chambers, and Stevie went 0 to 100 real quick.
No,
and,
really?
Yeah, and Rayco had to.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Wow.
And Steve will be fighting on the 29th, I think.
Yes, in Philadelphia.
He's going back to Philadelphia, so shout out to him. Good luck. But it was a great night of fights.
Well, I forgot to ask Rayco why he yelled at the camera guy, because when he got in the ring, he started yelling at the camera guy, too, so I don't know why.
You said he might have been too close.
Yeah, it might have been.
Well, meanwhile, our man Sean Eisler was getting stepped on.
I'm not positive. I think the Pirates might have a better record than Rayco Sanders right now. I think Rayco's 4 games under 500 in his illustrious boxing career.
Here's what I'll say. We can criticize whatever we want and the style and everything else, but he's almost 41 years old.
Amazing
Whatever
shape.
he's doing, I don't know too many 41-year-olds that can take punches like that and last the whole fight and still try to knock a guy out. He was setting Carpensi up to knock him out, and it didn't happen. Carpensi fought a great fight, being hurt. There was something wrong with him because why didn't he follow through
Well,
on
in the
stuff?
second round, he knocked him down, but he didn't get credit for it. They called it a slip. He hit him with a pretty good right hand, and it was the delayed reaction. Karpinski went down, but they called it
Well,
a slip.
one of the things that you're one of the best guys at observing things, but you didn't seem to even notice what the ring looked like. I mean, it didn't matter with what other people were doing. So I don't know why you say a comment like that now when they were all fighting on that thing, and we both saw what they were adjusting. They were pulling that so tight. Well, we're going to have to end this show. I want to thank you guys. Thanks to Frank Luca and Crown Boxing.
Yes.
He's actually going to be part of our promotions next time when they come in. We'll be doing fights July 4th and August 15th at the Meadows. Look for Team Sulka out there and anybody else. Thanks, Zach Brenner. Thanks, Smoking Jim Frazier. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Thanks to everybody that made it up on this monsoon-like day in May. And be safe out there and stay Joey strong.